Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rise of the Republic. Hey, Jace, where have you been all this time? Well, not uploading really at all. But I really wanted to come back, and this seemed like a really good opportunity to do it because Rise of the Republic is such a cool DLC. It's like they're making all this DLC for Rome 2 that, even though this game came out years ago, they're not making DLC for the new game, making DLC for Rome 2, which I think is awesome. And this DLC I think is really, really interesting and really cool. It's the earliest time period you'll play as Rome. I think the Wrath of Sparta you play in the 400 BCs, but you play as Rome even before they've taken the Italian peninsula. So Rome is not even a minor power. They're a nothing power. It's a city. That's all Rome is. And you get to start. There's no Principes, no Hastati. You use spears. Used the phalanx, which is what the Romans actually used before they adopted the maniple system. I know my shit. No, just kidding. But anyways, I think it's really interesting to play this time period of Rome because this is a Rome that nobody sees. I mean, you rarely see early Rome. Most of the time people talk about Rome, they're at least a superpower. Maybe not the dominant power, they're at least a superpower. Most of the time it's from like the Punic Wars on. This is really, really cool. So there's a bunch of factions you can play as, some Greek ones, some Italian ones. We're playing as Rome. We're playing as the power. So some cool things: government action, periodically organized elections for consuls or dictators. So that's kind of cool. And by the way, this is encompassing a brand new, the ancestral system, which was in beta for a while, but actually came out with this. We have Capitoline Hill fortifications. 2 battles are required for the city of Rome to fall, that is actually a really overpowered thing. It's actually really cool. I almost want Rome to be besieged just so I can fight a war or fight a battle there. But let's stop lollygagging here. Lollygagging here. I'm gonna put on very hard. The reason I don't usually play on legendary is because I don't like how it artificially makes the game more difficult. I don't mind the AI being better. What I do mind is like how like public order would be like -10 for difficulty. I'm like, that, make shit up. Like, do like -10 for like instability. Make up a reason why it's unstable. I don't like it saying just -10 because you're playing on a very hard difficulty, but we're gonna play on very hard because I play Rome. I play Total Wars a lot, as you guys know, so I feel that my skill is justified in very hard. But I am super excited to play this DLC. Since it's been announced, I've been just waiting for it to come out, and hopefully the goal, I'm assuming, if not given one, is just to control the Italian peninsula.
We failed you. Accused you and banished you. And you prayed for the gods to punish us. So they inspired our enemies. And sent savages. They took our land, sieged our city, to slaughter husbands, wives, and children. We are the city you loved. But we are destined to be the world. Marcus Furious Camillus, Rome needs you.
Okay, that's just a badass intro.
Rome is at war. The Etruscans of Veii have been our enemies for many years. and since peace is out of the question, we must bring them down by force of arms. The proud Volsci of Latium are carefully observing the conflict, and will undoubtedly strike should we provoke their ire. In such a conflict, we might try to ally with the Hernici. Meanwhile, rumor has it that a new threat is stirring beyond the lands of the cowardly Sabines and docile Umbri. Be mindful, yet brave. May Mars watch over you.
Okay, so what that depicts and why it's his second founding in quotations is around, I don't remember exactly the years, Rome long ago. Instead of changing government types, Rome had access to elections that enabled the appointment of consuls or a dictator for limited time, amount of turns. The Rome itself, although relatively young, is very well defended and capture to the fortified hill requires an enemy to defeat the Romans in 2 separate battles in order to capture. Okay, that's very cool. So what that intro depicts and what it means by the second founding of Rome is not, I don't know exactly the year. It might have actually been around 400 BC. I think it was around here. I don't know the exact year. Rome was sacked by barbarians. And it's something that if you read a lot about Roman history, the empire, very traumatic for the Romans. It's something that they never forgot, and they would constantly use as a reference for things, especially when fighting barbarians. So a very traumatic event for them, and Rome would not be sacked again for another 800 years. So about 400 AD, roughly. This is all things roughly. So that is kind of where we're starting. Rome has been defeated in battle, and it was sacked. Now it's the second rising of Rome once again. So I think it's very, very cool. Just want to look at the units real quick. So we have a Centuriae, hoplites, and we have regular Roman swordsmen. Now they did use the phalanx. I don't think they're going to be so specific and so historically accurate with this, but it does seem like they did a good enough job. Yeah, Roman light hoplites. Oh, can we already upgrade? Italian cavalry, Roman swordsmen. Let's just look at like the best units. What are the best units? Yeah, so the Centuriae, which was I guess like a reference to centurions, is basically the best unit you can get. Or at least they cost the most. So we're going, oh, maybe we can. So basically you have swords and shields. But that's still really cool because as much as I love the maniple system and I love the legion system, it does get old after a while playing as the same. So we're already at war. We should immediately start. I always believe in setting up your economy first. Capitoline Hill. That is such a badass feeling, that the fact that you have to fight 2 battles to actually win is a really cool feeling. Let's get small farming colony. I think we should do farming because we don't have any surplus of food. And let's upgrade. We could really use money. That's fine with that. Let's just go for money. I'm pretty sure they may have redone all of this. Like, it may be different, but it's generally the same. Yeah, it's generally the same stuff. Recouping all provinces. That's actually really good. Can we get anybody? Yeah, let's get another Roman light hoplites. Actually, let's save that. I would rather upgrade my barracks first. Oh, this is a full province. That's pretty cool. Start off with a full province. Food. Public order, loyalty, tax rate. I usually always do tax rate unless public order is low. Actually, I should have done public order because public order is relatively low. But I just think it's really unique that they have done. This is not the first time they've kind of zoomed in on the Italian peninsula. If you have Hannibal at the Gates, that's another DLC where they add even more provinces to the Italian peninsula. But after this one is the most zoomed in. You have tons. I mean, normally you have, I think, 6 across most of Italy during the Grand Campaign, and now you have tons. So let's upgrade that. Alright, we're gonna save that for a little bit. Let's see what we can actually build. Practice field. I usually don't even mess with practice fields pretty much at all. Although they are a cheap way to improve garrison. And you get some good stuff out of it, but I'm not really interested in that. What I really am interested in is just seeing these units in action, seeing the earliest of Roman units, and really how they've decided, Craven Assembly has decided to depict them, because there's so much history about the early Roman units before the maniples that really nobody knows much about. I tend to always do a canal, some kind of like aqueduct system in major cities or city provinces, I should say. And Rome should have one. Even though it's years and years and years before they would actually build an aqueduct, I don't mind. I should have sent that spy out to do some stuff. I really don't use spies very much. Or champions, I should say. The Second Legion. That's a really cool name for that. We have the normal stuff. This is just like boost stuff and upgrade barracks. This is actually really good. I tend to aim from raiding. I'm not gonna be raiding. I'm gonna be, you know, we're conquering. I tend to, unless I'm specifically going to try to like, ooh, recruitment of Triari. Okay. Oh, so you, yeah, okay, so you can actually, if you want to, you can just blast through this and get your Triari, but I'd rather play around with the other Roman units because we really, you know, you can just go back to any other time period and Rome will have those units. But you don't really get to mess with these new units only in this DLC and only before you upgrade them too far. So I think unless I really need to, and even though I'm playing on very hard, I don't think I'll need to. But if I really need to, I'm getting my ass kicked with full stacks of, you know, swordsmen and regular spearmen, then I'll upgrade. But other than that, I probably won't. Why is my public order so bad? Water tank, latrine, Latin. We're 100% Latin. Everyone should pretty much be Latin regardless. Let's do water tank. See how far they go. Yep, this is pretty much the same from regular Grand Campaign or really any Rome stuff. Not too surprised they haven't really messed with this too much. We'll do that. Oh, now we have some money, or a lot of money. Okay, we have some money here to screw around with. What do we got? Light spearmen, useless. We have light hoplites, swordsmen. The next one would give us century, but I think I'll just use swordsmen. We have light hoplites. I don't think so. Are they better? 50, 46. They're more expensive. I tend to go with things that are more expensive. You know what? For the sake of just experiencing, I'll get some hoplites. I usually don't mess with hoplites. Obviously, if you're playing as a Greek country, you're messing with them. But like if I'm playing as Macedon or Macedon, if you want to be totally correct. Oh no, I've wasted a lot of time. Now I'm about to get fucked. So I might, should I go out and defend? We're gonna have to do one of these because we're about to get screwed. Garrison is really, really good in Rome. What about over here? Roman swordsman, Centure. You have to besiege this, so I think if I go out, at least I'll have an excuse. Italian cavalry is probably hot trash at best. The Italians never had good cavalry no matter what, like ever. So always auxiliary pretty much from the get-go. Yep, as expected. I guess I get a time. I guess I get to fight for Rome, and I finally get to see these units in action. I really don't know why this is such a bad ratio, because most of my units are pretty good, and the numbers are there. This is like 1200s to 1200s to 200. I may be outnumbered, but only slightly. And these are Roman units with real grit. Now, this is before they were professionals. These are essentially peasants with weapons that are moderately trained at best. So I think I have... Yeah, I have the biggest unit size. These are your heavy spearmen. These are really good ones. I guess these are your regular ones. And let's go check out some swordsmen. So they look, I mean, they look like Samnites basically. They look like Samnite warriors. But you know, it's like a combination of like, you know, these guys have hoplite shields with swords that kind of look like Greeks. these guys definitely look like Greeks. So, because they didn't steal, yeah, they essentially stole their fighting style from the Greeks, is where they got it from. That's why they look like Greeks, assuming. Or that I hope that's why. No, I don't think. Okay, so these guys can actually form a phalanx. These guys can't. Well, I have 2 Centauries actually from the garrison, which is pretty cool. I really don't know where I'm going to be attacked from. I usually just, we're outnumbered by a lot, so I'm not going to really go out. I'm just going to assume that they're going to come from here, but obviously they can come from any direction. The regular army, or the land forces that are going to show up pretty much any second now. We could do some naval combat. I don't know if... Yeah, actually, let's do some naval combat. Let's see what the really early Roman naval combat looks like. We're gonna get their ass kicked, probably. This is medium melee.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
These are heavy hoplites. I'm just assuming that they're gonna be probably better than mine. Ramming speed. It'd be stupid if you didn't have the ability to make a navy, but in reality, I'd be very surprised if they had a navy. If the Romans had a navy this early.
One of our ships is being boarded.
Go get them, fellers.
Ready, willing, and able. Your orders? Show them steel.
Hit them from the side.
Our missiles await your orders.
Oh.
Assault ships ready
Ow.
to attack.
Okay, so that just happened.
Show them steel.
That was really easy, surprisingly. This is the main thing I have to deal with, obviously, though. Tons of guys. Who are these guys? Any Italian swordsmen? I got a bunch of those, too. Italian swordsmen, spearmen, really, like, I like the idea of, like, peasants, of, like, these are, like, literal peasants. These guys with shields and armor may not be professionals,
The
but
men are wavering.
the idea of, like, actual peasants fighting is just funny. Like, strategic. Like, I get the idea of Rome 1 having, like, those peasants, types of peasants fighting.
Assault ships ready to attack.
Let me just switch it to boarding.
Get at them. Assault ships ready for orders. Hack them down. Waiting.
Why am I losing so badly? I have actual, like, fighting men against these guys.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
I've never trusted Navy ships at all. Are they actually fighting on the ship? Oh my God! They're actually running away with those enemy guys on the ship. That is actually hilarious. They can't get back on their ship now because they're fleeing the field of battle. That's funny. That is actually hilarious. All right, let me get these guys back. Let's do some simple flanking here, gentlemen. Everyone appreciates a good flank. The one annoying thing. Oh, I actually have 3 over here. Actually, somewhat better. One annoying thing is that the Romans have yet to adopt the pilum, so won't be getting any spears getting into those ranks. Just some extra kills here and there, which is annoying. But pilum is such a great adaptation, whatever. Later, actually, and what many people don't know is that later they adopted, instead of having the pilum, they would have darts. Or they would have darts and pilum. I'm not sure, but basically a legionary soldier could carry 5 darts basically on the back of his shield.
Our men flee the field of battle.
They were really small, like 1.5 feet long, and they were not as effective, but you could really do some damage with them. It's surprising because it's just like a dart. But that's something that really never gets talked about, is the dart adaptation.
Unit has perished.
Spears ready.
Yeah, Greek phalanx. Pretty good. Let's actually, instead of doing this, have these guys flank around the corner. Get some infantry flanking. I'm surprised how simple the AI is playing Like, this is on very hard, too. I was expecting something more than this, honestly. Alright, I should probably use these guys for something. Actually, no. Let's do these guys closer. These guys can go over here.
Advance at speed.
Alright, let's get my cavalry out here. Get them some space to run around. These guys... I can actually bring them to the fight. Honestly, 60 medium melee troops wouldn't really do anything regardless. So the fact that they took out all of their entire navy is pretty good. These guys are kind of fighting me. Not really committing, and they sent in their peasants. I do have some mods on. Actually, I remember I should probably say this now. I do have a couple mods on there. They are not major mods. They're aesthetic mods, like a battle camera and battle animations. Oh shit, these guys are hitting me. They have to be hitting me because there's no way that I'd be taking this many casualties. Oh, there actually is a pretty good idea what they're doing right there.
Ready for orders. Attack forward.
They're making some inroads. 80. Wow. Really don't want to commit to anything right now. I'm honestly very surprised about how lackluster the AI is. I thought it was going to be much better. Even like I said, I normally play on very hard just because I don't enjoy the artificial difficulty the game just adds to it. Like how it's like,
Our general is under attack.
like, oh, -10 for stuff. I already kind of explained that, but it does more than just that as well. It's more than just like -10 for something stupid. It's just, I'd rather it be like something realistic than just like something that's like totally fake. If that makes sense. Like, make something up. Make up a reason why it's -10, not just -10. I'm getting hit from the side. That's annoying. They can take it once we win the flank. The most important thing.
Romans ready for duty.
Yours to command.
These guys are really not. I just hope that even though that my Roman soldiers are not professionals, certainly not the ones you would see after the Marian reforms, that they will be stubborn, as Romans will be in the future. It's kind of weird talking about like Rome, how they will be in the future, but now they are just like this like puny state that has like, you know, no soldiers, no professional soldiers, nothing truly professional. Alright, let's.
One of our units
This is a
used
good
all its
flank.
ammunition.
Get these guys, have all these troops here. Send one this way, the other two around the corner. Oh shit! Here comes some peeps.
Swords! Advance and speed! At your service!
Romans ready for duty.
Go for that long flank all the way around the corner.
At the dollar! Your orders! Quick march! Italian
I should
cavalry!
send one of these Italian cavalry back here so he can.
Ready and waiting!
This guy can go in here, start taking out these archers. These guys are already in combat. Perfect.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Alright, send this cavalry over here. Just kill these archers. They're just getting in the goddamn way. It's annoying.
Your orders.
This guy can go and smash into that flank right there. All my general does the same from there. Oh shit, that's spearman. Oh, that's a pretty good charge though.
Italian cavalry!
While that's happening,
Swords ready and waiting!
it'd be really useful if they could at least go into like some kind of shield formation, but they can't even do that.
Ready!
You guys look really tired. No, they're fine.
Ready. Commander.
Cavalry!
Really bad job on their part. I'm still surprised about how bad the AI is. Like, they basically just went to the same just put all their troops like in the same spot and was just like, screw it, see what happens.
Melee cavalry.
Good win.
Quickly
This
now.
way. Free up some infantry. I'm gonna have these guys turn immediately and just go right after them. Let's go this way, go this way, go this way. Don't get caught.
March at speed.
Even though they're about to win.
Forward.
And these guys are taking a ton of damage. Let's have them act out. Take out these goddamn slingers. I always like seeing at the end of a battle scene just how many soldiers those guys killed, because you can see how many kills each unit specifically got. And with these guys, it's so black and white. It's like either they killed 300 or they killed 7.
Is dead.
But I'm sure with these guys there was a bunch. I'm sure they killed a ton of guys.
Ready and waiting.
These guys are done. Might as well kill as many as we possibly can. Oh, this is the other annoying thing about this game is so much better in Attila. In fact, I am stunned that they have not fixed this issue. Where in Attila, you don't have that. You don't have to decide whether you want to finish the battle completely or just continue killing, or like try to like stop them from being able to like retreat. In that game, it just you can just keep doing it, and then at any point you can just finish. In Rome, you have to decide, and so you have to either not care about killing the rest, or you have to spend the next 15 minutes at triple speed trying to find like the last guy somewhere. Like this group, I have to finish off because that's a gigantic group. Stop! What are you doing? Come on. But yeah, this was a really easy battle, and at first the odds were totally not in my favor. I had like a 30% chance of winning, maybe at best. And this was easy, easy cheese, really. This is a nothing battle. Good amount of kills by everybody, some experience from my army. Although I don't think I'll be keeping most of these guys because swordsmen are fine, but I'm kind of leaning towards hoplites just because, you know, they're unique for Rome to have hoplites. Totally unique. I mean, unless you're including mercenaries, you can't get like Roman, you know, these are Roman soldiers, not some hoplites, not hoplites. There are hoplites, but they're not mercenaries. So kind of leaning towards going toward like a mostly spear-based armies, just because it's something different. You know, I've played Rome 100 times, and Rome 2, and Attila, and Rome 1, and it's always, you know, not that I don't like sword gameplay as Rome. It's like the quintessential thing with them, but it just gets old after a while. And even though this is a brand new unit, the Roman swordsmen, you know, there's nothing truly special about them. If anything, they're not special because they don't have abilities that the Hastati do, or the Maniples or Legions do. So it's kind of lackluster in that aspect. But yeah, easy battle, barely outnumbered, gave me a no chance of winning. Hopefully the AI is better throughout this, because honestly, this was on very hard, and that's very easy. Oh, it tells you how much money you can get. Gain from the defeated enemy. Okay. Like, I want to be, you know, I have no doubt that I will kill everybody in the Italian Peninsula or take them over at one point. But as of right now, I'll be nice because it suits me more when I'm nice to people.
Spill their guts.
Why? Oh, that's why.
Abandon the battle.
Okay, never mind. Wondering why I had like a no chance of winning that fight. Let's just get stupid with how many guys we're gonna get. Although I do want to go hoplite heavy, I do want to keep a good composition. So I usually get 4 horsemen plus my general, and a good composition between spearmen and swords. So right now I'm 1-to-1, so we'll just keep up that ratio going. Right, so Once I get a full stack, we'll start conquering land for Rome. It's kind of nice that we have this port here. In fact, something that a lot of people don't know is Athens, not that Athens is in this gameplay, but I think it's just interesting, is Athens is not connected to the sea directly. They had to build a wall. Is Athens, can I go and see them? No, I can't. They had to actually build a wall from Athens to the sea. Forget what the wall is called. It was made during the war between, just prior to the war between Sparta and Athens broke out. But that's something interesting. It's that kind of just reminded me, well, this reminded me of that because, as you can see, Rome is not on the coast, but coming down here, they have an important coastal city. Well, small town at this point. But hope you guys enjoyed. I'm really excited to keep playing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.